two hens that were winning the gold and silver medals in Sampo. My first season was in 1980. I was even training my pigeons on a bicycle. It's getting too expensive. Good day, my name is David Strydom. We're flying under the name of DNT Strydom in the TPA, and we had our first year at them last year. So it was a very, very successful year for us. We weren't expecting it to be so high up in every point averages and have the quality of the pigeons that was racing exceptionally well for the first year we were flying in the TPA, but we are very appreciative of that. So yeah, I am flying pigeons for quite a while. I started actually in 1980, and about 12 years ago we stopped racing, 12 to 15 years actually, and we had pigeons for about 15 years, no pigeons on the premises. It was terrible, and eventually I thought, no, I must start racing again. So I was start racing again exactly 4 years ago. This will be my 5th year now, and it went actually very, very well in such a short period of time. The previous season before that was also okay. We flew in the Pretoria Union, PWDU. So yeah, we had 7 or 8 combine wins there already. So that was actually our 3rd year that we will start flying again. So that was also a very good season. And that's why I thought maybe it's time for me to get into a stronger competition. And it went actually very well last year. Yeah, last year achievement, the top achievements for us was we had 2 hens that were winning the gold and silver medals in Sampo. It was excellent for us. Obviously, the Gauteng combine also. It was the same pigeons that were performing there also. So yeah, it was excellent, and it's unbelievable how they flew. It was actually, it's such a privilege to have such a kind of pigeons like that. This is 0092, and this was our best cock in the racing loft. He was the best middle distance pigeon in the PWD. So I paired him up to my best hen, and hopefully the children will do the same or even better. This is my favorite pigeon. She won 3 gold medals, Sampo gold medals, and she won 3 races in a row, and the one before that was a 2nd, almost 4th, yeah. She's an excellent, excellent racer, and she was actually flying as a yearling. She won 2 2nd union, whilst the loft mates were beating her. So we were actually 1st and 2nd in the union, but she came 2nd. The year before that, that was the year before that, but last year she made a mark to actually win, like she should have won the 1st year. All right. Yeah, the 1st year was bad. We were really battling like in real rookies. Even I had some experience in the past. It helped us a little bit, but to get the right birds again to fly in front, that was very difficult. The way we did it was rather exceptional because it didn't cost us money to do that. A few of my friends breed me some youngsters, and we test them. And as soon as they start performing, we take them straight away to the stock loft, and right away they breed some excellent, excellent pigeons. And yeah, we're very, very grateful for that. I'm training my pigeons very hard, like in not so much up front, because for where we are staying, we're a little bit out of line to really perform on the short distances. So we work towards the middle and long distances to get our pigeons ready. So we take the first part of the season really to get the pigeons up to standard, and sort them out a little bit. But once we can see we are going the right direction, we rev it up really hard. We train like in every day, at least an hour per day on the road. I'm saying every day, but yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursdays they are closed up, and Thursday evening we basket. On Friday, the rest of the pigeons is with the URF sprinting toss, not the race itself. I believe in the toss itself because it's a half an hour later and it's already a little bit warmer, so the birds work a little bit harder to get back to home because I'm not competing into that. It's out and out for my pigeons to train. My first season was in 1980. So yeah, I'm rather long in the racing pigeon sport. And as from that time up to now, it's a decline enormous. Enormous. It's actually scary. I don't think the sport will die really. Even if there's 2 people left, they will try to compete to each other. But it's not good and healthy and viable for people to do it anymore. It's getting too expensive, you know. So and for a young guy to start up with pigeons is absolutely almost impossible because of the expenses. So yeah, if the sport wants to grow, we must try to get young people in, and they must really have the ability to be carried into the sport and the love of the sport. Once you're really in loving the pigeons, then the rest actually follow by itself. You will make yourself into a position that you can fly pigeons, you know. So yeah, it will let you pull your finger a little bit more than normally, you know, because now you love it and you want them to be part of your life. And that's for us, it's very, very important that you must have that kind of a love for pigeons. Otherwise, it's not worth it. The only way to do it is go and visit some established fanciers. Look if he can help you with some babies or what is the best. It's the cheapest way to do it. Is the babies. Don't chase auctions and stuff like that. It will make you bankrupt before you even start. So don't go that way. Some trustworthy old fanciers, you know that guy who won't take you for a ride. That's very important. But go and visit the guys like on a regular basis. If I recall mine, it's not the same story. I was on my bicycle trying to beat some guys. I was even training my pigeons on a bicycle up to Joburg. Try to beat my mentor. So yeah, but you must put the effort in. It can't go by itself, and it will not come by itself. No ways, it's not working like that. Put the effort in and have some trustworthy guys that you can really ask and be happy with what they are telling you, because they will not tell you a story that is not true. They will tell you. It sounds sometimes like in no ways it can't be like that, but you can trust it. Oh, well, it's a lovely sport, and I appreciate for the opportunity to boost it a bit from my side. I think that is the best way to do it. Talk about it and invite people to come and visit you and put some hours into it, you know. So that's it. And that's the way I would love to see it grow.